time.
Very happy to kick off today's Nordic Claims event. And I want you all to meet Ella. Ella is 16 years old and she actually lives here in the Malmö area. And I get quite amazed when I'm thinking about what technology Ella has grown up with. The smartphone has been around all her life and she's used to do pretty much anything online. Services like Swish and mobile pay, they were launched when she was 3 years old. And now she even has ChatGPT to learn and to do pretty much anything. And I can just imagine what that does with her expectations on companies in general. And soon, it's time for her to get her first very own insurance policy. But when she does her research about insurance online, she might stumble upon the Urban Dictionary, where people are a bit funny and they vote for alternative definitions to words and concepts. And what she will find about insurance is that it is a business that involves selling people promises to pay later that are never fulfilled. And all of us know that this is not insurance, because all of us here gathered in this room is working with fulfilling the promises, and we try so hard to do it. But the statement says a lot about that we have some expectation management to do, and that there is a long way to reach people's expectations. So let's focus on today's Nordic Claims event on how we can make sure that Ella gets another definition of insurance. And to do that, we need to have a look on what interactions that she has with her insurance company. It is not only when she is getting her first insurance, she decided to move away from her parents and bring all her stuff to rent her first apartment. It is also when she gets a car to go on her adventures that she needs to sign up for a car insurance. In the later phase of her life, she will build a family and they buy their first home. And of course, she also needs insurance when she takes her company to the next level. So the most of the interactions that we have with Ella is when she signs up for a new insurance. And in those experiences, she will get a quite modern and digital way to do it. But there is one interaction, or maybe a few, that Ella has that defines everything. And it is the claims experiences that she gets when and if she has a claim. Studies actually show that 87%, that's a huge number, of policyholders say that it is the claims experience that decides if people stay or if they'll go from their insurance provider. 87%. And when talking about claims experiences, since Upptec works with insurance companies in 8 countries, the most typical question that I get is actually, how do we Nordic insurers compare to other European insurers in terms of claims experiences? Aren't we a bit better? And the simple answer is that it actually has come further. The claims experiences are a bit better. The policies are better adapted for automation and those types of frameworks. But it's also a higher level of trust, both from the insurance company to the policyholder and the opposite as well, so that it becomes easier to design simple digital experiences and not take an overload of questions to the customer when they have a claim and they really have to struggle to get their money from the insurance company. So it is a bit better, but I think that it is the wrong question. Because Ella, she won't compare a claims experience with a Nordic insurer with a European insurance provider's it was the right side, experience. She will compare the experiences to the other service providers that she uses in her everyday life, like her bank experiences with companies like Klarna, or when she are going to buy a plane ticket to Tokyo with just a few clicks in the SaaS app. So the focus should be on Ella and her comparisons, because it is the insurer that is able to meet Ella's needs that will be the one she trusts have given her the right fulfillment of the promises. And we have gathered a lot of people with experience and good knowledge here today. People that have worked in this field for a long time. And since I want the Nordic Claims event to be a platform where we exchange ideas, share knowledge, I will kickstart the knowledge sharing with a poll. So if you all bring your smartphones up and scan the QR code with your camera, or if you want, you can go to menti.com and type the code. You will get some questions that are about Ella's expectations versus today's claims processes. So we'll go ahead with the first questions, and some of you might have started already. So in one word, try to do it in one word. If you need 2 or 3, it's fine. But what is the biggest challenge with today's claims processes? And as you see here, the words that are getting bigger is the ones that people write the most. We see slow and we see speed, and we see time as the 3 biggest ones. Might be meaning quite the same things about it. There's also the transparency that is popping up, and the expectations. The expectations can also be wrong. We can set better expectations, definitely. Let's see. We have some very practical things as well, the depreciation terms that are in policies. But we can summarize it pretty much with both the understanding of the policies, the transparency of the processes, and the time that it takes to actually get resolution from claims. So get the things going here. And the first thing, and the reason that it's very good that we have a lot of options here, is that the first thing you need to do to solve a problem is to know about the problem. So we know about the problem. And we will proceed by also looking at some of the solutions. Where might we find the solution? So we'll go to the second question. Because claims processes consists of many different steps. Bring your phones up again and you can answer the Mentimeter. So now I wonder, what is the most important area to improving claims in the claims process to help meet Ella's expectations? From the start to the end of the claims process, we have some different opportunities here. Where do we prioritize our resources? And I've talked with William Melander, our product manager. He will also use these insights on where we will focus the most on our development upcomingly. We can see that there is one clear winner. The communication parts are most crucial to improve. And we can improve them both by communicating by technology, but also communicating as claims handlers and other stakeholders in claims processes. A very clear winner. So now we have a good overview of the problem, and we know what areas that we might focus more on to develop the solutions that helps meet Ella's expectations. And now I want all of you to meet Lisa. Lisa, she is Ella's preferred claim handler, and she lives by the vision, claims made painless. Lisa and her employer, they have come a long way in digitalization in general. And they are exploring things as how can we do insurance more personalized? They're working a lot with prevention. But Lisa is doing one thing that is really changing the game. Because Lisa brings personalization to claims handling. And she does it in a digital way. And this concept that Lisa has developed, it stands on 4 key pillars. The first pillar of digital personalized claims handling is any time. Because Lisa knows that the time that works for Ella to submit her claim is not the same time as works for every other insurance customer. The second pillar is any channel. Because while Ella might prefer filing her claim and get resolution in an app, it's not the solution that every insurance customer would like to turn to. The third pillar is any media. Because Lisa knows that Ella likes to use text to communicate. She likes to type in her claims filing and her, for example, list of items if you work with content claims. But some other insurance customers might prefer to just take a video, take a photo, upload some documents, or even use their voice. And when speaking about voice, Lisa knows that while Ella might want to file her claim in Swedish, it's not the same for every insurance customer. It should be agnostic. And the fourth pillar is any structure, meaning that Ella should be able to file her claim completely unstructured, in a completely conversational way, rather than having to adapt to a traditional form where the structure is predetermined for her. Technology can solve the structure in the background. So that is Lisa's 4 pillars of personalized claims handling in a digital and automated way. And connecting back to my talk last year, Lisa knows that this is not only for the small, frequent, and less complex claims. It is also providing great benefits to do this type of digitalization and automation in the larger claims and the more complex ones. The net effect of saving parts of these processes can actually, and it has shown in our work, be saving more time than automating entire small claims processes. So, now I want us all to have a look at what a claims experience when Lisa and Ella works together could look like. So, for the sake of an example, Ella, she has had a robbery in her house where around 40 things has been either stolen or damaged. And the first thing that she does is at any time of day that works good for her, she goes to the FNOL of her choice, any FNOL of her choice, and she briefly describes what has happened in this claim. This triggers a lot of things in the background. And one thing it triggers is a custom platform for Ella to work with this claim. It is custom for medium-sized personal property claims, so that only the information that is required for those and for that process is in this platform. And Lisa, at the same time, she gets a custom overview that is specified for this type of claim, so that she only gets the insights that is needed, so that she can act and provide the services that is relevant for that type of claim. And then it's time for Ella to list all the things that has been damaged or stolen. And since it's quite a lot of things, even though we have claims with over 3,000 items as well, she decides that for some of these, she will just use her phone to describe them by her spoken language. She talks about the TV that fell in the floor, she talks about the jewelry that was stolen, and the other things. But for some of the things that lays broken in the floor, she decides it's much easier for me to snap a photo. And for some of the things, she had the receipts laying, so she could take a photo of them. And the system converts all of this media to structured line items that is needed for Lisa to get a good overview of the claim in her custom platform. And Lisa, she gets notified about all this as it goes in real time. And things like the reserves is also updated in real time so that there is no worries about that. And based on what has happened with each item, the system selects some actions for them, sends some to the repairer. And then, let's see if it's Ella or Lisa. Yeah, Lisa also gets some suggestions from the system of settlement options that she can provide to Ella. And she lets Ella choose, because it's the option that is the best for the customer that should win. The customer shouldn't be steered into one specific settlement option. And that's how Lisa and Ella walk hand in hand together to the promised land of painless claims handling. No juggling Excel files back and forth, no passive unnecessary wait time. Just a good experience personalized for Ella. So I'm confident that if we get together, insurtechs, insurance providers, we listen to the customers, we spend time with the customers, Ella's definition of insurance can instead be something like a business that delivers peace of mind, where protection is real and claims are painless. Thank you very much. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, all right.
Thank you so much, Andreas. It sure sounds like you have quite a vision for the claims future. And in your presentation, you focused a lot about the expectations from the younger generation.
Yes.
But what about the other generations?
Yes, there are a lot of generations, of course, that have insurance, and Ella doesn't have insurance yet. But we focus on the younger generation because they set the standards. They have the highest standards in terms of customer experience, and therefore we choose to focus on them. But it's not only the younger generation that is very tech savvy. Swish and such are used by my 89-year-old grandpa as well.
All right. And to reach these high settled goals that you're talking about, it is important to act. So what are some important things that insurers and insurtechs should need to consider to deliver on this vision?
It really depends on where the insurer are in their automation and digitalization journey. But there's one common thing that I think is very important. And it is something that everyone could do when they get home today. It is to have a look on what data that is saved and stored and how it is saved and stored after the claims experience has happened. Because that does not only provide the insights to learn how to design better claims experiences. That's one good thing. But most importantly, it also helps in real time, because technology can use that data in real time if it's structured in a good way, so that it can provide personalized claims experiences while the claims are flowing.
All right. And thank you, Andreas.